mix up a little bit this morning. That's some Bill Withers, just to start us off today. A bit more chilled, which may or may not relate to class. But yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Mark, and yeah, you're tuned to Akwaaba Yoga. Again, today's Sunday, the 12th of July. You're welcome, everyone. Hope you've had a great week. We'll be, yes, picking up, I guess, from last week. Welcome to everyone who's tuning in. D-Man and Monica, no doubt. Hope you guys are all well. But yeah, we'll be picking up from where we finished. Let me get my words out. Of last week with a few more twists. It's a good one to also work the abs and the insides. As I said last week, it helps with the digestive system. So yeah, grab your water if you've got your water. Get a book handy or a block if you want to sit on something. And yeah, the time is past, so let's get cracking. Place all this down. We're going to start in child's pose. To start with, just come down to your knees, put your feet together, have your knees apart. Just find yourself coming onto your heels with your buttocks, and slowly start to walk your hands down the mat. And just slowly bring yourself down so your torso, your chest is as close to the mat as possible. You're not really trying to force anything, you're not forcing the agenda. And if your head comes to the mat, again, let it. Maybe just massage the head, the forehead from left to right. Just wake up the frontal lobe, the brain. Just bring some gentle movement to your hips to try and find a bit more space. Your hands are nicely just laid out, stretched out just in front of yourself. You're not trying to grip the mat. Just once here, just stay nice and relaxed. Just notice your natural breath here. We always go about our business during the day, subconsciously breathing, but just bring some awareness to your breath. Is it relaxed? When you're rushing to get to the mat, is your heart beating a little bit quickly? If it is, just come into a sense of calmness. So relax your shoulders down so they're not hunched up by your ears. Your eyes are open, just close your eyes here and just feel nicely supported by the ground. You're still fidgeting, maybe try and come to stillness. Just for a few breaths. Just also notice if your mind is here or if it's elsewhere, if it's racing. Again, just reward yourself by just, even just a couple of seconds, just be where you are right now. Together, let's all start to come into Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi breath. So bring a slight restriction just to the back of the throat. We're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So together, let's all take an inhale through the nose. And together, exhale through the nose. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Let's go for a couple more of these. Inhale. And exhale. Just take one more. And exhale together through the nose. And just take the Ujjayi breath at your own pace. Don't let me count it in for you. Just keep it nice and steady. Just keep the rhythm flowing. Just feel the sense of calmness as bringing to the body.
out in the real world, always feel free to embrace and use Ujjayi. If you're ever in situations of fight or flight, you just bring a sense of calmness and slow the heart rate down. The eyes are closed, just start to blink them open. Still on the mat, let's just start to walk the fingertips over towards the left-hand side of the mat. So your arms are still on the mat, but you're just walking your fingertips over towards the front left diagonal, just until you can start to feel a stretch, maybe down your right-hand side of your body, so across the ribs. So you're still in your Ujjayi breathing here. And then start to walk the hands back towards the center. And just take the opposite side. So this time, just walk the hands, the fingertips, just across the mat and walk it over towards the front right diagonal this time. Maybe your gaze is looking slightly over to the left. But this time you've got a nice stretch down the left-hand side of your body. Breathe into across the muscles. Waking up your lats. So you've got any more room to stretch a little bit further over. And then slowly start to walk your hands back to center. And let's start to come into our cat and cow as we warm up the spine. So on the inhale, it starts to undulate the body. So spiral the belly down, take our gaze up to the front diagonal. And on the exhale, just push through the hands, draw the belly in towards your spine. As you come into your angry cat pose, you're really pushing into the mat here. On the inhale, let's reverse that. And on the exhale, again, push through the hands as you come to your angry cat, your C curve. Draw on your belly, take your gaze to your navel. And again, let's go for one more. Deep inhale in as we undulate. Take the gaze up. And on the exhale, you're drawing your belly in. Your hips coming towards the center. Create space in between your shoulder blades as you push your hands into the mat. And as we all relax back into our tabletop. Let's bring the left hand and move it towards the center of the mat. This time we're going to raise our right hand all the way up to the sky as we take our gaze up towards the right hand. Maybe start to bring some movement to the wrist, rolling it clockwise and anti-clockwise. And from here we're going to start to just bring the hand down, so going from back, scraping the floor, draw the hands forward and all the way up in a big circle. And just let your gaze follow your hand. As you're winding up and just bringing some mobility to your right shoulder. Again, just use your gaze to follow the right hand. Let's go for one more. Just going back and scraping the floor, drawing the hand as far forward as we can, up to the ceiling. And from here, let's take thread the needle. So with our right hand, let's start to bring it down and draw it just behind our left wrist. Keep taking your right hand over. Your front palm is facing up towards the sky. Drop your right shoulder to the mat. So bring a nice stretch to your right shoulder and twist through the body. Your left hand might be flat on the mat. If it's there for you, feel free to lengthen out your left leg. You'll probably find it helps you come a bit further over onto the shoulder here. And if you want to level up again, feel free to take the left hand all the way up to the sky. So when you feel nicely balanced, you're not balancing on the neck. Please be careful with your neck here. Maybe take the left hand and just wrap it around the back of the spine. or just stay where you are. Give it just 2 more breaths. On the next inhale, let's all place our left hand back on the mat if it's not there. Let's drop our knee back down. Let's push back up as we come back into our tabletop. Cool, let's take the other side. So this time, just move your right hand this time into the center of the mat at the front. On this occasion, let's start to take the left hand and arm all the way up towards the ceiling as you're twisting through the body. And let's start to wind up the shoulder. So you're taking your left hand back towards the back of the room. Just use your gaze to follow the hand. You're scraping the hand across the floor. Take as far forward as you can and back up towards the ceiling. Let's go for 2 more. So just draw some big circles with the hand. So for 1 more, you can use your breath just to guide the movement. Let's all meet with the hand up towards the ceiling. And this time taking thread and needle on the other side. So let's start to draw the left hand this time, all the way down to the mat, just threading it behind the right wrist. And just come onto our left shoulder. And again, you can hold it here. Just be careful not to, again, bring weight into your neck. You're not balancing your neck here. It's there for you to just draw out your right leg. You might find that you can come a bit further over onto the shoulder. Feel free to level up. Just take your right hand up towards the ceiling. And or just draw it behind your lower back. Maybe just gripping your left inner thigh. Hold on to your shorts, your leggings. That's better for you. Feel as if you're shining your chest over towards the right-hand side of the room. On the next breath in, let's just all take our right hand back up to the sky. Or let's all meet the right hand onto the mat and push back up into our tabletop. Maybe shake out the head. Let's all go for 1 more cat and cow. So again, just draw the belly in, bow the belly down. Take your gaze up to the front diagonal. And exhale, push into the mat. Draw your belly in as you take your gaze towards your navel. Yes, we'll come back into a neutral position as we meet back in tabletop. For me, let's just curl the toes under. Let's push up into our first down facing dog of the day. So the soles of your palms are nicely supporting you as you come into your inverted V. You've got a sense of weight distribution, equal weight distribution to the hands and the feet as you come into your inverted V. Again, let's energetically start to see if you can draw your heels a bit further towards the ground. Do so, you'll start to feel your calves switching on. Just draw your belly in as you're coming into your ujjayi breathing. Let's inhale in through the nose together. Exhale through the nose. And again, inhale. Draw your belly in as you exhale through the nose. Start to wrap the shoulders. So again, you're creating that space in between the shoulder blades. Again, your shoulders are hunched up towards the ears. We're trying to just wrap the shoulders down towards the mat and then help create a bit more length in your spine. On the next breath in, let's all come up onto our tiptoes. Start to tiptoe slowly just towards the front of the mat. Our hands are still on the mat. Go as far as you can. And then relax. Let's all meet in ragdoll at the front of the mat. So your body, your torso, your arms, your head are nice and heavy. You're not trying to hold anything here. Just release and let go of any tension you might have. Start to sway from left to right. Enjoy being heavy. Enjoy the beauty of our feet being able to support us, make us feel grounded. Let's all take our interlace. So interlace our fingers just behind our lower back. Let's maybe take a slight bend into the knees on the inhale. Let's take our gaze just beyond the front of the mat. And on the exhale, start to release your head, your torso a bit further down. And in doing so, you'll probably start to find that your hands still in the interlace are lifting off your sacrum, up towards the ceiling maybe, or the back diagonal. If you've got a bit more mobility, warming your shoulders and might come a bit further over. Just enjoy it, and again, the stretch you're bringing yourself here. On the next inhale in, let's bend the left knee, straighten out the right knee. Take our gaze over towards the right hand side. So as you look over to the right, your hands and your interlace are coming over towards the left. And let's bring it back to center. So again, just bring a slight bend into both knees. Your hands are still interlaced. This time, keep the bend in the right knee. Just lengthen out your left leg. And doing so, just start to twist the body over towards the left-hand side of the room. Your hands are shifting over towards the right-hand side. Let's all come back to center. So release the hands down to the mat. Well done. Let's take one cheeky twist here. It's using your right hand. Place your right hand, if you can, just underneath the sole of your left foot. So your feet are hip distance apart. You're just grabbing the underside of your left sole. If you're not reaching your left sole, take as much as a bend in your knees as you need to. So you bring yourself close towards the mat and then just grab the underside of the sole of the left foot. Once you've got it grabbed, start to straighten out your legs as much as you can. As you lengthen out your right arm, and just level up. Let's just start to take that left hand up towards the sky. Again, so twisting across the body. Take our gaze up to the left hand as it points towards the ceiling. You're trying to lengthen out your legs as much as possible. So again, you're bringing a nice stretch to your hammies here. And take the left hand back down towards the mat. Release the grip. And let's just take the other side. So this time you're taking your left hand. Again, maybe bring added bend into your knee so you can grab the underside of your right foot. So your left hand is this time just grabbing the underside of your right foot, the right sole of the foot. On the inhale, let's start to lengthen out the legs as much as we can, as we're bringing a nice stretch to the hamstrings. Your left arm is nice and straight. We'll start to take the right hand up to the sky and twist over the body on this side. You can just take your gaze towards the right hand. All this preferable, you can keep your gaze looking towards your right foot. But really feel as if you're twisting your torso as much as you can over towards the right hand side of the room. And release. Release the hands back down to the mat. And slowly, slowly, just stay heavy in the torso, in the arms and the head. As you slowly start to roll up vertebra by vertebra. As you come to stand into Tadasana, your mountain pose. Let your head be the last to come up. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your head up. Just face the palms forward and maybe close your eyes. Just turning your feet by lifting your toes up off the mat. Just your toes, not your heels. Just wake up the toes and then relax them back down towards the mat. Let's just bring our hands into a prayer position in the center of our chest. Close your eyes.
Again, just give thanks for turning up today onto the mat, and enjoy the next few minutes of just finding yourself into your body. On the inhale, start to blink open the eyes. Let's take our hands up towards the ceiling, the sky, and let's start to bend from the hips and start to come through some sun salutations. So you bend it from the hip, you bring your hands as close to the mat as you can. Let's take both hands onto our shins so we come into our halfway lift. So lengthen out the arms, just roll the shoulders back as you find length in your spine. You're looking just beyond the front of your mat and just drawing your abdominals, your abs, and relax yourself back down to the mat. Just place both hands at the front of the mat, step back of your left foot, step back of your right foot, and start to roll backwards and forwards into the toes. On the next roll forward, so drop the knees, start to bend into the arms as we come into low plank. Uncurl the back toes, really drawing your elbows so they're close towards your ribs. Push up through the hands as you come into your cobra or your high plank, your upward facing dog, sorry. And for me, it's push your hands into the mat as you come back into your down facing dog. Take a deep inhale through the nose and release all stress, anxiety through the nose. On the next inhale, let's come up onto the toes. Let's jump or step forward towards the front of the mat. We're still heavy in the body. Let's come into a halfway lift. Let's take our hands to the shins. Let's inhale to look forward. And on the exhale, relax down. On the inhale, let's come straight up. Draw the hands up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, bring our hands to the chest, drawing the belly. Inhale. In prayer, let's take our hands all up to the ceiling. Breathe beyond the fingers. Be nice and tall in your body. On the exhale, bend from the hips to draw your prayer back through your body. On the inhale, let's take a halfway lift. Again, lengthen out the arms and drop at the shoulders. Take your gaze just beyond the front of your mat. On the exhale, place the hands down onto the mat. Again, let's step the left foot back. Take the right foot, draw the left foot. Roll forward onto your toes. Either take your knees down or come straight into a low plank. Again, your elbows are either side of your ribs. Let's push up as we come to our upward facing dog. And together, let's push down through the hands as we come into our downward facing dog. Either just 3 breaths. So again, start to draw your heels towards the mat. Draw your shoulders away from your ears as you come into your inverted V. Really feel as if you're pushing the palms of your hands into the mat. And create length in your spine here. See if one more breath. And on the exhale, let the breath flow out through the body. Let's come up onto our tiptoes. Again, let's jump or step forward towards the front of the backs. We all meet together in front. Again, let's take a halfway lift, hands onto the shins. As we look forward and draw our shoulders back. Exhale, just release down. On the inhale, again, let's take our hands all out to the ceiling. On the exhale, bring our hands to our chest. On the inhale, draw our hands all out. Again, breathing beyond the fingers. Really try and stretch out and touch the ceiling. Create length in your body. And exhale, start to bend from the hips. Bring your prayer through the body as you come into your ragdoll. You're nice and heavy. Let's come to a halfway lift. Let's take our hands to our shins. Lengthen out the arms as you look forward and draw the shoulders back. On the exhale, let's place our hands onto the mat. Take our left foot back. Take the right foot back. Again, we find ourselves in our high plank. On inhale, we're going to roll forward onto the toes.
On the exhale, come down into a low plank. On the inhale, let's all together push up into an upward facing dog. Let's hold it here for a couple of breaths. Maybe take your gaze just over the left shoulder. Just see if your ankles or your heels are sprayed out towards the left. If they are, just draw your heels in towards the center. That'll create a bit more height in your body. Your knees are off the mat as you're pushing the back of your feet into the mat. Just take the gaze over towards the other side. So now taking our gaze over our right shoulder. It's a nice and strong pose. Just twisting through the body, looking at the right, over towards the right heel. Just come back to center. And on the exhale, curl the back toes under. And let's push back into our down facing dog. If it is 2 more breaths, just come back into your Ujjayi. In through the nose and out through the nose. On the next breath in, maybe just walk your left foot slightly in towards the center to give a bit more stability. On the inhale, let's take our right leg up towards parallel with the mat. And on the exhale, we're going to draw the left knee through the body. You're taking your right knee through the body. You're taking your right knee over towards your left elbow. Just twisting through the body. On the exhale, let's come back with the right leg parallel with the mat. Again, on the next breath in, you're drawing your right knee through your body, taking your right knee over towards the left elbow. Let's take the leg back. Take a deep inhale in. Again, on the exhale, draw the right knee through the body, over towards the left elbow. We'll hold it for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's take it back. On the next inhale in, we'll draw the leg, the knee all the way through the body, go from knee to nose, and then drop the right sole of the foot onto your mat. Maybe drop your left knee for this first round, and uncurl the back toes. So feel yourself nice and grounded through your right sole of the foot. You're sitting just inside of your right hand. Once you're nice and comfortable, let's all together just curl the back toes under and push up through your toes so you're nice and high on your back toes. Once you feel grounded, let's all come into crescent lunge, or to high lunge. So start to lift your torso up off your right thigh. Your back leg is nice and straight as much as you can. Just engage through your quad and also your glutes. Really engage your glutes, protect your lower back. Draw your torso up so you're nice and tall. Once you feel nice and grounded, start to take your hands, both hands up towards the sky. So both arms are just sitting either side of your ears. Start to push through the left heel. So you push into the air of the left heel just to bring a bit more length through your back leg. On the next breath in, let's all take our hands into prayer. Let's get a deep inhale in. Just create a bit more length for our torso, for our body. And the next, I'm going to spin our hands in prayer over towards the right hand side. So you're aiming to take the outside of your left elbow and sit it just on the outside of your right thigh. For the first one, if you need to, you also feel free to drop the left knee and just come into the pose first. So again, the left elbow, you're sitting just on the outside of the right thigh. Your hands are still in prayer. And just use the pressure, the resistance of pushing both palms together, just to start to twist a bit further over towards the right hand side. So you're really twisting through your abs here. Once you feel nice and grounded, if you drop down to the left knee, maybe start to push back up through your toes. So your leg is again nice and straight. And you're twisting through the body, looking over to the right. On the next breath in, let's release the prayer. And let's all come back into a high lunge again, taking the hands up towards the sky. Let's drop the left heel as we come into our warrior two. This time, your front foot is still facing forward, but your left foot is off at an angle pointing towards 10 o'clock. It's a nice external rotation of the hips as you open up the body here. Take the right hand forward. Let's have a look, see where the left hand is. Let's open up through the fingers. Take a bit more bend through the right knee. You're not going over your ankle, but try to bring it towards a 90 degree as close as possible. And then start to just breathe your Ujjayi breath. Just find your focal point here. Your drishti, your point of concentration. You're really strong for the legs here. Just keep it going. Well done, guys. Let's all flip that right palm over as we come into our reverse warrior. Start to take the right hand up towards the sky. Maybe take your left hand over towards your left hip. If your hand comes straight up, or see if you can go any further back. Just maintain that bend in that right knee. Okay. You're coming back to that nice stretch you gave yourself at the start of the session. As you feel stretch through your right hand side. On the next breath in, let's all start to take the right elbow. So it sits just inside of your right knee. So you come into a side angle lunge. So again, you're still bending through that right leg. The left leg is as straight as you can make it. Just use the resistance of the right elbow sitting just inside of that right thigh. Just to draw your hips into the center. Start. Try not to collapse through the body, so your bum shifts over to the right. Just try and use the resistance to draw your hips towards center. Once you're there, start to open up the hands towards the left-hand side of the room. On the next breath in, let's all come back into warrior two for one breath. And on the exhale, let's cartwheel the hands towards the front of the mat. Let's take the right foot to meet the left foot at the back. Let's take the right hand and place it in the center of the mat. You can maybe just drop the right shin and drop the left heel to the mat as we come into a modified side plank. So with the right hand flat on the mat, we're now going to open up towards the left hand side. Just taking our left hand up to the sky. So in this modified side plank, left leg is nice and straight. The left side of the foot on the mat. Begin just to level up. Let's just take that right leg to join the left foot at the back. So in the outside of your right foot, it feels as if someone's pulling you up from the left hip. So you've got a nice banana going on. And just for 3 pulses, we're going to take that left hand. Again, draw it just behind that right elbow for 1. And then take it back up. On inhale, again, let's take it down. And let's draw it back up. 1 more. Let's take the left hand so it sits just behind the right elbow. On the inhale, draw your left hand up to the sky. And let's take our hands so they both meet in front of the mat. or high in the toes, and let's take it through Vinyasa. So high to low plank, bend through the elbows. We're pushing up into our upward facing dog, high in the toes as we curl them over and come into our down facing dog. At any point during the class, and maybe you can come into your child's pose or feel free to take a sip of water. But even just 3 more breaths. Really trying to bring some awareness to our breath today. So as you find yourself drifting, just bring yourself back to hear your breath. Hear the breath going in and out through the nose for your Ujjayi. Okay, let's take the other side. So this time, just start to walk the right foot slightly over towards the back center. Once you're nice and grounded, let's all lift the left leg so it's parallel with the mat. And on the next breath, let's start to draw that left knee through the body over towards the right elbow. And on the exhale, let's push back through the hands. The left leg again goes parallel. On the breath in, let's draw the left knee to the right elbow. Again, let's take it back. So once again, we're parallel. And one more. Let's draw the left knee all the way over. You're twisting through the body. We're holding it there. 3, for 2.5, for 2, for 1. Let's take that left leg back. It's good holding. On the next breath in, let's start to take that left knee all the way through the body. As we're aiming for the left knee, just touch the nose. And then drop the left side of the foot to the mat this time. Just drop the right knee to start with. And curl the back toes. So the left side of the foot is nice and flat at the centre of the mat, at the front. Once we're grounded, let's curl the back toes under. Let's push up through the toes as we come to our crescent lunge or our high lunge. And let's start to lift the hands up off the floor. Lift the torso up off the thigh. Let's take our hands up all the way to the ceiling. So you're pushing through your right toes here and aiming to energetically push your right heel towards the back of the room. That helps to lengthen out that right leg. Try and stay nice and tall through your torso. Going for anterior top of the pelvis. So you're pushing your pelvis forward. Just create length in your body. On the next breath in, let's all bring our hands to the centre of our chest in prayer. On the inhale, let's draw up. On the exhale, let's this time twist over towards the left-hand side of the room. So your hands are still in prayer. You're aiming to take the outside of your right elbow just on the outside of your left thigh. Again, feel free to drop that right knee if it's calling for you. Create a nice twist through your body. And just use the resistance of both hands just to help open you up a bit more towards the left-hand side. Definitely feeling the twist as I give a bit more resistance between both hands, and try and aim for your hands to stay as close as you can towards the center of your chest. With your knees down, you want to level up. Just come up off the right knee and lengthen out through that right leg. Give for just a couple more breaths. On the next breath in, start to lift up the torso, take our hands back up towards the sky. And let's come into warrior 2. So we're dropping the right heel down onto the mat. The right foot this time is pointing out towards 2 o'clock. The front foot is pointing forward. Your right leg is nice and straight. You've got a slight bend in your left knee. Let's take the hands up so they're parallel with the floor. Our left hand is facing forward. Our right hand and right arm is pointing towards the back of the room. On the next inhale in, let's flip that left palm over. Start to seesaw that hand up. And take the right hand and just sit it this time onto the inside of the right hip. You can take your gaze up towards your left hand, or feel free to take your gaze down towards the floor. On the next inhale in, let's cartwheel over. So this time placing the outside of the left elbow, just on the inside of your left thigh. Again, just try and maintain that bend in that left knee. Your right leg is nice and straight, and start to open up this time towards the right hand side of the room. So again, you use the resistance of the right elbow against the inside of, the left elbow on the inside of the left thigh. Just maintain the integrity of the pose. So again, you're not just dropping your left bum out towards the side. Through resistance, you probably start to feel stretch for your left hip flexor. You need to take your gaze up towards the right hand, or take your gaze towards the floor. On the inhale, let's come back up into warrior two. And let's cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Let's take our left foot to join our right foot at the back. This time take our left hand and place it in the center of the mat. Or just drop our left knee and our left shin towards the mat. Just drop our right heel to the mat, and through the left hand start to push up, lift the right hand up as we come into modified side plank, this time facing towards the right hand side. So our right hand is looking up towards the ceiling. You can either hold it there in a modified pose, or you can join me and take the left foot to join the right foot at the back of the mat. This time you're balancing on the edge of the left foot. You're hollowing out through the body. And again, we're going to just pulse that right hand underneath the back of so it goes and threads between the back of the left elbow. So inhale to really lengthen up. Exhale, start to draw that hand, the right hand, towards the back of the left elbow. Inhale, let's take it up. Exhale, let's draw it behind. Again, if you're modified, you can still do this. Inhale, draw up. Let's go for one more. Try and do it without falling. And on the next breath in, take the hand up towards the ceiling. Let's roll over as we come into our high plank. From high plank, roll forward onto the toes. Let's go for a low plank. Push up into our upward facing dog. And push back into our down facing dog. Leave just one more breath. Deep inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the nose. On the next breath in, let's again just raise that right leg so it's nice and parallel with the floor. Exhale, just draw the knee through the body. So get knee to nose. And then let's drop the sole of the foot at the front of the mat. Let's again come up into a high lunge. So you're high on the back toes. You've got to bend through that left knee. Your hands are nicely pointing or aiming towards the ceiling. Let's drop that left heel so we come back into warrior two legs. So the left leg is nice and straight. Left foot is pointing out towards 10 o'clock. Let's start to this time straighten that right foot, that right leg. Maybe bring shorten the stance so you're not as wide. But this time both legs are nice and straight. Take warrior two hands or two arms
as much as you can, start to bend and lean forward. And once you can't get any further, just drop that right hand as much towards the floor as you can, so it sits just inside of your right foot. As you come into Trikonasana, triangle pose, again, start to open up the body this time towards the left-hand side. So your legs are nice and straight. If you need to just bring a little bit of release, you can bend ever so slightly for that right leg. If you can, try and keep your legs nice and straight in Trikonasana. Then take your gaze up to the left hand. Keep your gaze looking towards the right foot. So it feels like you're twisting from your hip and you're opening your torso up towards the left hand side. On the next breath in, let's all come up. Spin that right foot around. So this time we're in a wide-legged position. So your feet are pointing forward, or just, if you can, pigeon toe. Your feet slightly in, your toes are slightly pointed in. And your heels are sprayed out. And a nice forward fold here. Let's all just start to bend from the hips as you come down towards the mat. Either use your block or your book, or your hands are touching the floor. That's great. From here, you're just trying to keep your legs nice and straight as you feel you're stretching through your hamstrings. From here, we're going to come into a twist. So using your right hand, let's take our right hands. Let's start to walk over towards the left-hand side, towards our left foot. Using your right hand, just grab the outside. You might have to lift your foot a bit. Just grab the outside of your left foot. So your left hand might be sitting just behind your right arm, which is nice and straight. So again, you're grabbing your left foot using your right hand. And from there, start to feel as if you're pulling your torso over towards the right hand side. So you're just pulling through the torso, aiming, or energetically, as if you're aiming towards the right foot. So your right arm is nice and straight. And as you're pulling and holding on to that left foot and you're aiming your body over towards the right, you'll start to feel a nice stretch down your lats on your right side of your body. So even take your gaze and your neck movement over towards the right hand side. And relax. Relax the hand. This time, start to walk the hands over towards the right foot. So if you're not able to grab the outside of your right foot, then feel free instead to maybe just grab the inside, the outside of your right shin. So using your left hand, you're grabbing the outside of your right foot or the outside of your right shin. Again, your right hand just sitting just behind of your left arm, which is nice and straight. So your left hand just got the grip. And once you're comfortable, start to turn your torso. It might just be millimeters. Move your torso and your gaze over towards the left foot. And just start to bring a stretch down the left-hand side of your body. Just hold on to that pull, hold on to that grip. And then release. Release your hands back to center. Just come up. Slowly through the body. First of all, halfway lift. And on the inhale, take the body all the way up. Spin the body round. From here, we're at the front of the mat. Let's take our hands up to the ceiling. And draw your prayer back through your chest as you bend through the hips. Let's come into a halfway lift. Hands to shins. Bring our hands to the mat. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back. So we're now all in high plank. Either drop the knees or roll to the front of the toes. Let's come to a low plank.
Elbows are nicely tucked in towards our ribs. Let's push up into a upward facing dog. Let's push back into our down facing dog. So that last one, as we gave ourselves a bit of a stretch for the hamstrings, you might find that your heels are coming a bit further down towards the mat. Again, don't compromise this pose. Just really roll out your shoulders away from the ears, length through your back. On the inhale, let's come up onto our toes. Let's walk towards the front of the mat. Let's all start to bend through the knees as we sit down on our bums. As you sit down on our bums, just lengthen out your legs. So a nice spread out on the mat. You're sitting up. On the next inhale, let's all take our hands up towards the ceiling. Start to come over as you start to bend forward from the hips. Just try and keep your back straight as you can. You're going through the motion of taking your chest towards the shins as opposed to your head towards the knees. And when you can't get any further, maybe just grab your shins if it's there. Just feel yourself pulling your chest forward. So you're pulling through the chest as opposed to head to knees. But if it's there for you, you can maybe grab the back of your feet. If you've got room in your hamstrings to do so, then go for it. So you're curling your toes towards your body. And again, you're giving the impression of taking your chest towards your shins. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. See if you've got any more room to bend there. Inhale in and exhale. And one more. Inhale in and exhale. Really hold onto your feet here, the back of your soles or your shins. On the next inhale, let's all come up. And let's just take a reverse or just take the hands, opposite hand to opposite shin, or opposite hand to opposite foot. So this time, let's all just raise your right hand up to the sky. And again, this time, just take the outside of your left shin as you're coming into a twist towards the left-hand side. Again, if you can go beyond the left shin, it's great. If you can't, it's not there for you at the moment, don't worry, you'll create the room over time. If you can grab the outside of the left shin, you've got some more room, feel free to use that right hand to grab the outside of the left foot. Again, your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Start to see how much further you can come down. You probably find you're not only twisting through the body, but you're creating some room and lengthening your hamstrings. On the next breath in, let's release the grip. So take your hands up towards the ceiling and just take the opposite side. So this time, taking your left hand over towards the outside of your right shin. You're twisting through the body over towards the right side of the room. Again, if it's there for you and you can grab the outside of your right foot with your left hand, then please do go for it. So again, on the inhale, great length. On the exhale, we'll twist a bit further over towards the right hand side. Just try and keep your back as much as you can straight. Really drawing your abs. If you're drawing your abs, you're creating a bit more room just to bend down that much more further. And release. This time, let's all lift our left legs up off the mat. Let's bend through the, did I say left leg? Sorry guys. Let's all lift our right leg up off the mat. Let's bend through the right knee. And just take the right foot just up and over that left leg. So the right side of the foot is flat on the mat. If it's there for you, you might be able to just bend that left leg back. So your left leg now, your left foot just now sits just beyond your right bum. So you're in a really weird twisting position here. The right side of the foot is flat on the mat. Just lift that left arm up towards the ceiling. So again, the right side of the foot is flat on the mat. The right side of the foot is just on the outside of your left knee. With your left hand point towards the ceiling, just use the crook of the elbow just to wrap around that right knee. Take your right hand and place it just behind you. Just come nice and tall through your body and sort of start to twist towards the right hand side. So again, the right sole of the foot is flat on the mat. Try and keep your right buttocks from lifting up off the mat. Try and keep your right buttocks flat on the mat as well. And you're just using the crook of your elbow just to create a bit more twist through your body. And let's all release. Release both hands over towards the left hand side. Unwrap your legs. Then a little spaghetti. Just shake them out. This time, and get this right, going to lift our left leg up off the mat. Just bend through the left knee, and we're taking that left foot, sole of the foot, and just dropping it just on the outside of the right knee. And I should have said this on the last time, you can keep that right leg straight if you want to, or you can bend that right knee so your right foot this time sits just on the outside of your left buttock. So your left buttock is on the mat. Just use your left hand to see your glute, your left glute is on the mat. This time we're going to raise our right arm towards the sky. We're nice and tall. Use the crook of the elbow, just to grab the knee. So your left knee is tucking inside of your right elbow. I always like to just grab my shorts here as well. You're taking your left hand, place your left hand just behind you. Just draw it through the body so you're nice and tall. Start to just twist from your abdomen over towards the left hand side. And I know that my left glute is on the mat because I'm starting to feel a twist, or a stretch I should say, through my left glute. Just release the hands back towards the right hand side. Unwrap the legs. Before we come to Shavasana, let's just come into a very quick round of abs. Let's come into our low boat. So start to bring the back towards the mat. You're balancing on your glutes. And you're lifting your legs up off the mat. And let's come into a high boat. So your knees might be parallel to the floor. Your hands at either side of your legs. And let's take it to a low boat. And a high boat. And a low boat. And from a low boat, let's interlace both hands. And start to shift over to the left hand side of the hands. Still a low boat. Then the right. Then the left. Then the right. 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. Almost there. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And let yourself just collapse to the mat. Just feel supported through your back. Feel supported through your glutes, for your hamstrings, for your calves, for your heels, for the back of your arms, for the back of your hands, for the back of the skull. So we'll just close our eyes. So release the Ujjayi breathing. Come back into your natural breath as you come into Shavasana. Start to bring some movement for your hands and your feet. Just rock your head from left to right. Take a deep inhale in through the nose and exhale just through the mouth. Let everything out. Just release all tension or stress, anxiety, any worries, uncertainties. Let's all do that again. Inhale through the nose. Let it all out. Just bring our knees into our chest. Just massage over our lower backs. Just bring some love to our lower backs. Just take it one side. And then just massage anti-clockwise as well. Just drop the knees over to our left side or the right, whichever side's more convenient, you've got more room. So look at eyes closed. Let's all start to push up into a seated position. And come onto my knees. Again, just keeping your eyes closed. So we'll bring our hands into our chest. Sit up nice and tall for your body. Draw your abs in. Let's go a bit more length. Sit up with pride and just give yourself thanks again for turning up, for showing up. So take a deep inhale in. And exhale through the mouth. Have a great week, guys. Thank you. That's a wrap. All done. Gone over a little bit. Sorry, guys. But I hope that was all good. Thanks again, peeps, for tuning in to Akwaaba Yoga. I've been a bit bad. I haven't done any yoga this week at all, which isn't great. So I felt that a little bit today. I'm a little bit out of breath. But yeah, I really do like messing around with the insides and doing the twists. There's a lot more fun that can be had with twists. If there's anything particular that we've done over the past, I think it's about 10 weeks, 11 weeks or so, and that you'd like to repeat it again, give me a shout. Instagram's probably the easiest. But yeah, do obviously everyone subscribe, spread the word. Thanks for showing the love to everyone. I hope you have a great weekend, what's left of it, and a safe week. But yeah, another round of Akwaaba Yoga done and dusted. Yeah, God bless, and
let's see what tune we've got to finish up with today. I think I'm going to keep it on Bill Withers. See what Bill's got. We're going to play.